Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. Welcome back to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews. From the Harpoon Brewery of Windsor, Vermont and Boston, Massachusetts, this is the Harpoon Bronze King. It's the 2013 barley wine. It was released in November of 2013. Comes in with an alcohol by volume of 10.0% ABV. This is one I'm drinking now to see how it is fresh. And I've got another one stashed away I'd like to try a year from now to see how it ages. Barley wines I like to age, so you're going to get my fresh rating on this one. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. This is fairly new from Harpoon. I don't believe they've actually made this one available before. I think they've done barley wines, but not this one by this name. So let me give it into a pour and see what we have here. Right now, I'm reviewing this beer on a night where it's going to fall down to about 5 below zero. So I've got a fire going on my wood stove to help warm things up just a little bit. And a barley wine will be just the ticket to help warm me up as well, I would think. There we go. Look at the pour on that. And it had a lot of carbonation going into it, which seems to have settled back, but you can see that it is kind of a reddish tone, brown to red, and just a small, modest little sort of off-white head. So, and the head seems to be fizzling down pretty quickly. But otherwise, it's a fairly reasonably clear-looking reddish brown, mahogany brown, chestnut brown sort of color with some sort of busy carbonation going up the side of the glass. Checking out the aroma. You know, this is a barley wine, but I was expecting a kind of piercing barley malt character, and I am getting some barley malts in the nose. But it's more of a fruity sensation than anything else. Kind of like pear or apple, more like. Sort of a berry type fruit as well. Sort of a juicy fruit, not the meaty fruit. So more akin to a juicy type fruit, such as a berry or something along those lines. But that really is the lead aroma. Good sweetness, quality as well. But I'm not noticing it's 10% ABV and a fresh barley wine, so I'm not noticing it having any sort of vibrant or full alcohol effect at this point on the nose. Let's see what happens with the taste. They are calling this a bold English style barley wine, so taste-wise, same thing. No booze whatsoever, but tons of fruit. I'm getting kind of a mild malty caramel character, a toasted malty character, but this fruit is really overtaking everything. It's this berry fruit character. It's not the meaty type, which I like to call a pear or an apple. I mentioned apple up front, but after a couple of whiffs and the sip, I'm getting more of a berry character. Like raspberries or blackberries or something like that. But I am getting a bit of a bitter bite. Doesn't seem like an alcohol bite, but one might mistake it for that. There's definitely a kind of an alcohol or bitter bite coming up on the tail end. It really coats my tongue in an interesting way. It really just coats the back of my throat and coats my tongue. But for a barley wine, it doesn't have that real sort of cloying sort of really sort of very malty biting sensation that a lot of barley wines has. This is really leaning more toward the fruit sensation. Someone who likes a traditional barley wine might actually be a little disappointed because you kind of expect this kind of biting barley malt character rather than the fruitiness, but that's not really totally true because barley wines can have a fruit character, but most of the ones I try tend to be a little more muted in favor of the barley and the malts. But the fruit seems to be kind of the lead character on the nose and in the flavor, and seems to be sort of taking over everything here. It's fairly easy to drink as far as barley wines go, but it's not something I want to drink quickly. I'm just taking tiny little sips because it does have just enough of that real bitter bite coating the back of my throat and my tongue to really sort of stand out and just kind of give you that sort of wincing you know, that's sort of like, that's got some bitterness on it. That's got some bite on it. So it's not something you want to drink really, really fast. But yeah, it does have a nice fruity character, so that can be, in a way, that can be kind of misleading, because if you're drinking something that's got a fruity character, you might be inclined to drink it more quickly because it'll seem lighter than it is. But I'm telling you, this does have some bite on it, 10%, and not an alcohol bite, but absolutely a bitter kind of, bitter kind of bite that's really clinging to the back of my throat. But an interesting beer. I hadn't had this one before from Harpoon. I usually like the Harpoon brews. This is a pretty decent beer for them. And, I'm interested to try it again several months from now, maybe a year from now. Maybe I'll wait 6 months because of this fruit character. If that seems to be sort of taking over all the flavors when it's fresh, I'm wondering how it's going to mellow as time goes on. It may mellow very well, but the fruitiness might just sort of take things over if it holds for too long, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for now. This is a Harpoon Bronze King. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time. Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. Itchy nose.